Hi, hi, hi. Oh my goodness, look at my hair. Okay. Welcome, welcome. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Just doing my little morning blow torching, cleaning the vibes a little bit. For those of you who use Palo Santo or sage at home, I know we want to use it responsibly. And actually, like, this is kind of the size of like leaves that I burn over myself, so it can last a very long time. But sage is very cleansing for our respiratory systems right now and cleanses the air around us. So another fun use for that, for our respiratory lung health. Hello, Grand Rising. Okay, so we have everything going on YouTube too. So we're up and running on both. Everyone, let me know how we're doing. Let's drop our emojis, how we're feeling mind, body, spirit in our emoji today, our emoji check-in. I'm gonna go through our normal little morning show, little spiel, and talk about a little bit of the astro weather today, but I'm going to keep it short because we have my cousin is coming on in a little bit, and her name is Katie Daniele, and she is a doula, and she is a amazing sorry, I'm like all distracted by the technology as always. She is a doula and she knows so much information just about also our feminine cycles, about pre and postnatal. Um, YouTube is on Zoom, correct? You don't respond. Yeah. So yeah, YouTube is on Zoom, exactly. But you can go live and like chat things on there if you need. Um, I don't think I figured out, I don't think I'm gonna be able to have Katie on the Zoom on YouTube though, because we didn't organize that. So the Katie's interview will just be on Instagram live, but I will record the morning weather report here for everyone watching on YouTube and everyone watching after the recording. So how do we have some emojis? We have some eye emojis, some sleepy emojis. Okay, yes. So I just had a call with one of my absolute favorite clients, and we both started the call in like oversized sweatshirts and our pajamas, and we're both earth signs, so we're both normally much more like on our shit and like ready to start the day. But we were both saying that we feel like we're wearing, like energetically, we're wearing a gravity blanket. And so we were kind of cracking up because we're like, this must be the Taurus moon coming in. The Taurus moon is earthing us down. The Taurus moon is bringing us back down. And I don't know if you're all feeling that. Yeah. MZ Gabs put up a little earth, little plant. I have felt like so heavy, not emotionally, energetically heavy, not my heart heavy, but like my body feels just like wants to rest. I could have slept this morning. I could have slept in like a lot actually. I'll probably sleep in a little bit tomorrow. And then also it's a time for like grounding. I said this yesterday, but I think the energy of the past week was it was very igniting energy. It was very like, ooh, we're stirring up a bunch of stuff happening. And we had to move, we had to react, we had to lead, we had to be in a place of like, ooh, like I'm in that heightened state. I'm in more of that, activated central nervous system state of like, what's going on? What are we shifting? We're going to the store, we're getting supplies, we're changing our schedule, all this stuff. And now we're in Taurus moon mode where we can just be like, okay, we're here. How can we ground? There's still things that lie ahead that we don't know, obviously. But for this very moment, it's like we need to rest. We need to just be in this and we need to listen to our bodies. My body is so achy. Me too, MZ Gabs. That's part of this Taurus moon. This like heaviness we're feeling right now. It's our bodies are actually aching from processing all of the emotions and energy of the past week. I woke up and you would have thought that I did like back-to-back CrossFit lessons yesterday. I didn't. I went for like a nature walk and did some stretching and some light like strength work stuff, very light. but my body felt like I had gone to, yeah, like a CrossFit class or something, or Barry's boot camp, or one of those wild workouts, because my body was so achy and heavy. And this is part of Taurus moon, is asking us to now drop into our bodies. What do our bodies want to release? Again, I recommended yesterday, but the cosmic self-care right now is letting our bodies release. So stretching, treating yourself to a nice guided stretch. I like using um like Obey, and or like Obey Fitness has some stretches on YouTube. There's free guided stretches. If you can do it on your own, great. Sometimes I like the guidance to keep me focused. If you have a foam roller at home, if you have like anything where you can just detox your body, if you're like self massage, if you're sharing space with someone in your family or a partner, maybe today would be a great day to do a massage swap or a massage train. We're all holding on to things energetically in our body right now. So it's time to release that. And it's time to just come into our bodies a little bit. So yeah, exactly. That's the medicine right now. So Taurus moon is also going to be an invitation to find pleasure in just our five senses. Okay. So sometimes we all have different ways that we find pleasure in life, and some of them are, you guys know this is one of my favorite subjects to talk about, is pleasure. But we really deny ourselves pleasure a lot. We're not taught that it's important to us. It's not important to have like a sensual life. These are not things that we're raised with. They're not ingrained in us. Um, and truly, pleasure is life force energy. Pleasure is healing. Pleasure brings oxytocin, it brings dopamine, it brings serotonin, it brings endorphins into our body right now. And we need that. We need our immunities up, and pleasure is a way of doing that. And pleasure can be absolutely sexual pleasure, self pleasure practices, orgasms, having sex with yourself or a partner, but also pleasure is literally released when we just take pleasure in something. And doing things with pleasure has to be slow, like slow pleasure. It's like how we bring pleasure into everyday activities is just slowing down a bit. And what a better time to do that than during a Taurus moon in quarantine. And then the other ways we find pleasure is connecting to our five senses when we do something. So too often we deny ourselves pleasure. We deny ourselves the pleasure of eating. We go way too fast through a meal. Um, and that is like a way we deny ourselves pleasure. We eat way too fast. We're trying to do too much at once. Or we also can deny ourselves pleasure by like, we're going outside, we're running errands, in the old pre-quarantine times. I mean, we're not even noticing like how beautiful the sky looks, or how beautiful the flowers budding in our garden are. So part of returning to sensuality and the very Taurus moon medicine is like returning to our five senses, is returning to, what can I give myself like a gift, with my sight, with my smell, my sense of scent, with my taste. What can I listen to that's pleasurable? Maybe playing like beautiful music in your house, or like binaural beats. Again, music that you love. How can I feel pleasure in my body as I move through something? So really tuning into your five senses today is very Taurus moon aligned. And that's a way to pretty quickly drop us out of the heightened, like sympathetic, crazy, heightened state of our central nervous system into the parasympathetic state, and into the state of healing with those neurochemicals. And I always remember them by dose. Like get a dose of pleasure, DOSE, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins. Very good for our immune system. They're life force energy. So I want you to think about pleasure today, in what you're eating, in what you're doing. Like you pour yourself a beautiful glass of whatever you're drinking in a nice crystal like wine glass, instead of just drinking it, like absentmindedly as you're doing something else. It's just bringing mindfulness, presence, slowness, sensuality back to our lives today, and resting. Everyone that I've talked to is feeling really heavy in the body today. This is our Taurus moon medicine. And whenever something happens from our cosmic rhythms, that's why we do the astrology weather report, is like an invitation to align ourselves with that energy, because usually we're being called to rest because the cycle, begins again. We'll go back into air mode, back into fire mode. And so these few days until Saturday night, we're just being called to be in Taurus moon energy. And I always live by the cycle of the moons, but now that we're in quarantine, it's such a good chance to really live in cycle with the moon because we're at home. We can kind of make our own rhythms a little bit more. We can really listen to that. So I feel like using this time as an invitation to connect back into lunar rhythms, to connect back into our natural rhythms, will feel really supportive. And I keep joking around. The only like way I'm keeping track of time is truly through tracking the moon phases, and I always feel that way. But now more so than ever, I'm like, I don't know if it's Thursday or Friday. I think it's Friday right now, but I do know it's a Taurus moon, and that's what I know is important because Friday is a made-up day. We just made that up. But what I do know is that the moon's in Taurus. So I hope that this is like again a time we can all just truly come back into the natural rhythms, truly come back into that. So we have the moons in Taurus. Some fun little announcement things. I've been working with so many amazing people. People are reaching out. I'm doing like these kind of discounted one-on-one sessions that are an hour for whatever you need. Some people are doing energy healing, some people are doing birth chart check-ins. And the resounding thing that I found in these readings is actually people who want to know more of how they can be of service right now, how they can show up in their purpose and in their power for the collective with this extra time they have on their hands or with this shift in their lives happening. And that is so humbling and it's so beautiful. And I just wanted to thank each and every one of you that I've worked with this past week or anyone who's reached out about this. It's really uplifting. It's very nourishing to my heart. I'm also going to be doing a giveaway, a contest next week to nominate if like a free session for a nurse or a healthcare provider or a doctor or someone who's just been working in one of those essential jobs that we need right now. I want to gift a healing or a reading to one of those people. So I'll announce that. That's going to be next week. Just keeping that in mind. And then, of course, we have tonight our Cosmic Boss Live training webinar. So I'm launching a 6-month group coaching. For those of you who know me, I am spiritual. Obviously, I love my astrology. I love crystals. I love empowerment. I love psychology, mindset work. But really, like, I also love business. I've created 3 brands, 3 businesses that I'm really proud of and that have really taught me so much about myself. And I really think that like business and our work and our career is like our container for our intentions and our spirit and our gifts and how we share them with the world. So I've been working on this for about 6 months to a year. I work one-on-one with people who are entrepreneurs, healers, leaders, people doing things in the online space, people who are just kind of want to redefine what success looks like for them, what it means to be a leader in their industry or start their own brand or business. And it gives me life. Like it's just, I love watching women step into their power, to learn to love themselves, to trust their intuition, to find pleasure and embodiment in their life, and then go out there and use it to make money, create financial freedom, to start change, to create new corporate culture where they're working. And so that gets me hyped. So we're launching this 6-month program, but as a gift to you guys, and especially since we're all home, we thought it'd be fun to host a free training and challenge. So it's going to be tonight. If you're not, we sold out, but then we upgraded our Zoom, so now we can hold more people. There's a lot of people RSVP'd. I'm very excited, a little nervous, but excited. And I'm also pumped again to see how many people want to be at service right now. How many people want to launch that business. No, it's not women specific, Dre Bay, at all. Sorry, I said that because I actually work with some men too, but a lot of the leaders and intuitives and entrepreneurs I work with are women or identify as women. It's very femme centered because we focus a lot on principles of the feminine. But I work with non-binary individuals. I work with people who identify as men, and you'll see in all the languaging on the website and everything, it's just for people who identify themselves as leaders who want to be more conscious, heart-centered, purpose-driven, and definitely invoking a little bit more of the feminine in their work, meaning we're doing this from a place of like working with the moon. We're doing this from a place of listening to our intuition, through valuing rest, through valuing taking care of the collective and nurturing that. So that training is tonight. And if anybody doesn't wants to get in isn't in, we opened up some extra spots. So you can DM me, you can email info at sacredspacerevolution.com and come into it. Even if you don't think you can do the whole 6-month program, but you're interested, I want to offer up some gifts. And we're going to be talking about a 5-day training on how to activate the first archetype of the cosmic boss, which is the visionary. So we're going to be talking about moving past imposter syndrome, because that's like the block to being the visionary, is when we can't have you in a space of thinking like, who am I to do this? I'm not ready. I don't have anything to offer. That's not the truth. We need you in that power. And then the visionary sees the bigger picture for their brand, for their business. So we're going to tap into how we can use your astrology chart to do that, to be fearless, to be confident, to be in our flow. And then we're also going to talk about being seen, because that is part of a visionary. Is like, you're not going to change the world if you're hiding, if you don't want to be seen, if you don't want to tell your story. But of course, so many of us, especially introverts and empaths, really struggle with that element. And so, yeah, this is just about authenticity and alignment and bringing it to your business. So, yes, you guys let me, okay, you registered. I'm so happy to see you guys. I just hope this is something that's of value. We've wanted to do it for a long time, and Spirit really showed me last week. I was definitely tempted to be like, I don't know if this is the right time to launch this thing. But Spirit really showed me, like, they're like, no, like, this is when leaders arise, like, out of conflict, out of challenge, out of the cracks in those tectonic, those shifts in the earth's plates, is when like the leaders rise up, the beacons of light, the people who are saying the different things, who are shifting the narrative and give people something to like look to, and give them people inspiration and hope, and a new map for this new paradigm. So if you consider yourself a leader, you have something you want to share with the world, please join us tonight. It's also just going to be a fun way, another way of checking in and talking about something that's very near and dear to my heart. So we have, okay, great. Katie, okay, yay, Earth Mama, Birth Mama. So are you guys ready to talk to a doula and get some little inspiration? If you're watching this and you're pregnant, or you know someone that's pregnant, or you have a partner that's pregnant, drop some questions below, let us know. But I also think that we're all birthing something right now. We're all birthing something out into the world. So learning about birth is always fascinating to me. I've never been pregnant, but I think that the process of birth so mirrors the creative process, the process of the spiritual, consciously aligned person, that we're constantly in this phase of like bringing something earth side, bringing something from the soul realm to the earth realm. So this is going to be really, really valuable. So Katie, shall you join the video? We're going to figure out we can do this tech-wise. And yeah, I'm just really excited to share this with you. So drop your questions if you have any. If we don't, we'll just hang. And I'm just pulling up my notes and things I wanted to make sure that I asked Katie about. Yay. Hi.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, beautiful. Hi.
Babe, you could not have set this up more perfectly, talking about like the 5 senses and that hormone cocktail that needs to happen. I'm like, did we plan this? This is amazing.
That's what happens, and we're in alignment.
Amazing. Yes. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So Katie here, I will say, full disclosure, Katie is my cousin. So we might seem like the same person sometimes when we talk, or we might run off on some inside family jokes. We will try and keep things focused. But I love that your name is Earth Mama, Birth Mama too, because I'm like, this is so perfect for Taurus moon. Like when I invited you to come on Friday, I was like, oh great, Friday is the day of Venus, like the day of the goddess. So we'll explore that. And then it was like, oh, Taurus moon on top of that, like so perfect. So Katie.
I love it.
I love it. Okay, so I'm a typer. So why don't you tell people a little bit about what you do, and a little bit about like, yeah, how maybe you got into the world of being, or what is a doula? Should we start with?
Do you do? And I really like that you like mentioned the imposter syndrome, because I will start out by saying that, yeah, it's definitely an alternative career. And there was definitely some imposter syndrome before, but it's really just about making people feel seen and heard throughout this threshold. So doula is Greek for the word